been used as an educational institution really for a long time, and our idea is that we should continue that tradition and that it should be available to the whole community.
There was a house on the site which Thomas Wright undoubtedly changed. We don't know whether he demolished it completely or whether he built on top of it. He became a stationer and a paper merchant, and a really successful one. He had the monopoly for printing Bibles and prayer books from Oxford University. He was really a community-minded man. Hundreds of years later, this house is now going to be used for community purposes. I think he would be very happy to know that. The house became the home for the headmaster of Dulwich College, and that was up until the Second World War. And then after that, it became a boarding house for about 30 to 35 boys.
This would have been where the boys slept. This route through was created to the boys' boarding rooms, which were at the far end of the house in the service wing. In order for this important historic building to carry on having a life, these changes need to be made. It's a necessary part of maintaining the life of the building.
Bell House is a new educational centre, and it's going to cater for education that falls outside of mainstream teaching, so things like dyslexia and other learning difficulties. I think for local people coming into a house which has a history associated with paper and the future of being involved with dyslexia, it's a way of bringing it all together and showing people possibilities and potential that exist here in this beautiful Georgian property. This is the first art exhibition that's taking place in Bell House, and I anticipate that there'll be many to come in the future.
We're looking at creating an open plan cafe and gallery space. In order for a visual link to be created from the entrance to these public spaces, it means reconfiguration of some of these internal walls. And through a process of historical research, we've determined that some of these walls aren't original. And because of that, that gives us some leeway to adjust these, change these, and to achieve what we want to achieve, and at the same time reinstate some of the original plan form of the building. We'll have a really exciting direct visual connection from the entrance into what will be a gallery space and a cafe space, and a direct view through into the garden. And from the entrance you'll be able to see all of these elements of the building. It'll feel much more open.
It's an extraordinary garden, and there are really three distinct areas. There's the front garden, the ornamental garden at the back, and then there's the garden we're in now, which is the walled garden, which traditionally was used as a kitchen garden for growing vegetables and so on. So we want to use these gardens to their maximum.
In normal circumstances, when you're working on a building, if you come across rot or anything like that, the natural thing to do is remove everything and replace with new. Of course, with a building of this age and its sort of status, we have to be very careful and just fix it up so it can last for another 400 years.
If you look back at the whole history of the house, from this very community-minded man through to some of the interesting, innovative people like Anthony Harding, who invented the department store, there's this thread of a respect for what you've got, but also an attempt to try and do something different, maybe do something better. And I think it's really interesting that now we're coming to the time where we're trying to bring the house back to life. The architects are working hard to respect the fabric of the building, but also to make it a place that will start to do quite innovative things again.
What we're hoping is that Bell House will be an opportunity to teach a wider range of subjects, but also to a wider range of people and to a bigger age range.
We feel that anything that we run here, we will film it and make it accessible on our website. This is a place where people can come and gather for creative and intellectual learning, then I feel that we will have started achieving some of our aims.
Being able to work on this building as an architect is a real honour and a privilege. This fantastic building will provide facilities that the wider community can use. And I think that's a fantastic reuse of an old historic building that people will want to see and people will want to enjoy.
I'm so focused on the actual buildings that I worry about getting the cafe finished, getting the roof sorted out, the biomass boiler in. They're important, but what's really going to make us excited is when life starts moving into the house.